So this video is for the Divine Feminines, because you may be making a big mistake. And if you feel a little bit like, yeah, I do that, that's fine, because this is not to blame. This is about shedding some light on some shadows so that you know what maybe needs a little bit attention and what we need to drop, what kind of behavior maybe we need to drop in order to get to our twin flame union. So the divine masculine energy wants to be admired, and many feminines, they start like nagging that person. But that of course will make them withdraw even more or just close off even more. I'm not saying that if your person is like truly a narcissist, and I mean like truly a narcissist, not like self-diagnosed because maybe they're not ready. A true narcissist will treat everyone as they're below them and not just specifically you. If they just treat you in that way, but they're amazing with their family and friends, then it's not a narcissist, then they just mirror you, your lack of self-love and your negative self-image, and it's your job then to clear that naturally. But let's say your person truly would be toxic, not just like ghosting, because that's their job. If you have fears of loss and abandonment, they came into your life in order to mirror you, to show you, to help you grow, to show you what your programs are, so they have to do that. Or if they don't choose you, well, they cannot choose you if you don't choose yourself. If you're not firm in self-love, if you always put yourself last, other people will mirror that by putting you last. It's not, their fault. It's never the mirror's fault. But many women, unfortunately, they just like want to change their person. They're nagging. They're constantly complaining about them. For example, in twin flame Facebook groups, they're constantly making their person like down, and they don't realize that they call the other person a narcissist, but then they go to Facebook groups, for example, to trash their person. How is that any better? And of course you want to be treated well, and you will only get there to be treated well once, I already said it, you are in self-love and you have changed your assumptions about them. Because if you constantly trash them, you will do two things. You will push them away, because they will feel that energetically, because when we manifest, and we always manifest, thought transmission. So whenever you think negative about a person, they will get negative feelings towards you. And then of course they won't come. I mean, would you come or go to a person where you would feel like, okay, that person is going to yell at me or say negative words or going to be mean at me or too clingy? Nobody likes clingy people. I know that you're probably clingy, if you're clingy, because of your old fears of loss and abandonment, but that's not their fault. Nobody likes a clingy person. So it's your job to heal that. It's not their job to heal you. It's your job to heal that and to stop being too clingy, to overcome the anxious attachment style and to work on that to integrate the normal attachment style. Only then they will feel comfortable enough to stop being avoidant. Because usually one person with the anxious attachment style, the clingy person, we call it also chaser, will attract somebody with the avoidant attachment style, because that's the perfect match. Two clingy people, no progress. One healthy, one clingy person, well, the healthy person, a healthy attachment style would sooner or later withdraw, because that is just too much. Also, it's not a match, because the person who is really clingy, your soul wants to work on that and will then give you the opportunity by standing with someone who is avoidant, so that your fears come to the surface and you can heal them. But if you're then mad at them because they have their own trauma, which resulted in the avoidant attachment style, because usually nobody who had the happy, healthy upbringing would be in the avoidant attachment style. It is usually people who have been traumatized as well. So blaming them for their trauma while not working on yours, it's not going to give you anywhere. So if you nag them, if you talk bad to them, you will push them away energetically, because as I said, thought transmission, in that moment you think negatively about them, they will think negatively about you as well. That is just how it works, because we're all connected. So that's one reason why you're harming yourself. And the other one is, if you constantly blame them, then you're not taking responsibility for your own shadows, and you're not really growing and evolving. And if you're not doing that, of course you cannot get to the timeline where you get your happy union. So it is important to drop that mistake, to blame them for mirroring something that is within you. I always say to my clients, it's like, imagine you eat unhealthy, you get acne. We cannot blame the mirror for showing us acne. But if you attract someone who is mirroring you, your old fears and programs, it's not their fault. We can't blame them. I'm not saying to completely ignore it when they treat you bad. No, we do have to set boundaries sometimes and distance ourselves or say something, yes, but that is just a minimal part of the work. The bigger work is to reprogram your inner beliefs, your assumptions. For example, with revision and Ho'oponopono. I do have videos on that. Also, I do have the Ho'oponopono meditations and subliminals, as well as lots of other self-concept meditations and subliminal that will help you to reprogram your subconscious mind. Because if you have been treated bad in the past, your self-concept turns into, I am the person who gets treated bad. And maybe then even you talk about it, which just makes that assumption even bigger. But the universe will always mirror your assumption. The universe does not know that that is not what you want. The universe automatically thinks you want what is in your subconscious mind and what you focus on. But your subconscious mind also cannot differentiate between what is true and what is not. That is why, for example, the revision technique is so powerful. You can give yourself new memories, which does not mean that you don't remember the old memories. I've, of course, tried the technique myself. What happens is that you rewrite your past, and again, I do have videos on how to do that. Then you read that and you reprogram yourself energetically. And what happened to me is, you probably know sometimes when you lay in bed at night and then your old thoughts come up and you go through it like, you know, the broken record again and again and again. That will stop, and you will still have memories of things that went wrong, even maybe of traumatic experiences. But once you have written that, again, it's no longer part of your energy. It is still a memory that is there, but you won't feel guided to think about it. And if that memory comes up, you're like, yeah. And then you just drift away because you just don't resonate with that anymore. It could have been like it happened in your dream. You do remember it, but it's not part of your identity anymore. Because with the revision technique, and of course also my subliminals and affirmations, you can reprogram yourself to a person, I am the one who's always been respected. And your subconscious mind will believe that if that is your new program. So that is your new self-concept. I'm the one who always is respected. I've always been respected in the past as well. So what is then getting mirrored back to you? Respect. Well, unless you don't respect your own needs. That is also vital. But the universe cannot send you anyone who disrespects you if your new assumption, your new self-concept is, I am the one who always is respected. I am the one who always has been loved. It does take repetition. That is why when you listen to my meditations, for example, you would have to listen to them daily for several weeks, especially if you have experienced the opposite. And again, you don't want to tell your conscious mind that what you experienced was not real. We want to tell your subconscious mind. And you will shift energetically to the person who always is loved. And then the other trick is you have to see them as the person who loves you, and then that can get mirrored back. But nagging and complaining about them and giving them the fault for not being ready, it's not going to work. It will keep you stuck, and as long as you do that, it will stay stuck. Nobody wants a person who's too clingy or who's nagging. You don't want that either. Nobody wants that. Well, maybe you want a clingy person because that is your attachment style, but it's not healthy. And your soul doesn't want that, because if two people cling, then there is no progress. But your soul always wants to evolve. Your soul wants to get rid of those shadows. Maybe your person has been clinging in the beginning, because we often need this happy beginning to form that attachment to the other person. Because if they are rude to you on day one, then you don't care about them. So you won't get triggered and you won't be prompted to evolve. So we need to feel close in order to start that healing journey. So make sure you don't talk bad about them anymore. You don't think about them bad anymore. And if that happens, you stop yourself and then remind yourself, the universe thinks I want to experience everything I put focus on. So if you put focus on, they're rude, you will attract even more rude people into your life, because that's the order to the universe, right? So you want to focus on, I'm the one who always gets treated well, and they treat me well, always. And then you can manifest that. You can check out the entire Twin Flame 101 playlist for more coaching. And again, my subliminal affirmation tracks, my manifestation videos. If you need more help, you can reach out for personal coaching. And I do see you there or in another video. Until then, I wish you all the best now. Bye-bye. If you want to book your own custom-made affirmation or subliminal, you will find my contact information in the description box below.